Fear.
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 What is fear?
Fear is an emotion that we have when we face something that's unknown. Something unknown.
Fear of the unknown.
What is fear?
Something I get a lot.
What is fear?
An unpleasant emotion caused by the belief that someone or something is dangerous, likely to cause pain or a threat.
When I hear the word fear, I usually think of like monsters, being scared, being uncomfortable, not being in situations that I want to be in.
Scary stuff. When I think of fear, some images that come to mind are graveyards and old churches, old books, old buildings, old things, dark places. Horror movies, Halloween, dark places,
Terror, screams, darkness.
creepers in the night.
What comes to mind would be dark, scary, unknown, change for some people.
What are people scared of? Oh, a lot of people are afraid of being alone. Being alone, drowning, and fear of the unknown.
What are you afraid of?
Dying.
What's your biggest fear?
Dying.
My biggest fear is losing the people closest to me.
I'm still afraid of heights.
Well, my biggest fear is actually drowning.
Scariest thing I can think of is being caught underwater and not being able to breathe and realizing that I'm drowning and not being able to do anything about it and not knowing where I am or how to get out of it.
You're drowning, you're like trapped, you know? There's no way out. You can't breathe, you can't there's nothing you can do to help your situation, you know? That's fear, that's scary.
I guess they develop some type of a schema where they're accustomed to something that scares them. They've experienced something or they witness something that has a later effect on them. That's why they're scared, I guess.
The scariest moment of my life. Probably, the only one that's coming to my mind right now, when I was like 10 or 11, maybe older, maybe younger, I don't really know. Age doesn't really matter. My friend dared me to eat 3 warheads, you know, those really sour candy. So I put the first one in and I was like, okay, whoa, sour, you're funny, and the second one, and I put the third one in and it was just right down to my throat, and so it was blocking all my breathing and everything. And so I ran into his mom's office. She was like, oh my god, get off the phone with me, and I have to call 911. She was doing the Heimlich and stuff. I mean, that was really scary because I couldn't breathe and stuff.
The scariest moment in my own life was when I witnessed a car accident last summer, and it was so real. It's what you see in the movies, but it's not in the movies. It was right in our own neighborhood.
I got a call saying that my mom got in a car accident. That was probably the most scariest, and she was sitting on the side that got hit.
The scariest moment in my life was 2nd grade. I was on the way to a basketball game with my mom, and she was driving me in the van, and we made a left turn, and there was a car that came and actually hit the car. So it was my first car accident. I was fine, my mom was fine, but the car was damaged, and I just remember being scared out of my mind. I got out of the car and I was shaking, but luckily no one was hurt.
I think Stephen King once said the scariest thing is a closed door, because you don't know what's behind it.
Everybody has the ability to handle fear. They just have to realize it. It's impossible for words to describe what is necessary to those who do not know what horror means.
Horror. Horror has a face, and you must make a friend of horror. Horror and moral terror are your friends.
If they are not, then they are enemies to be feared. They are truly enemies.
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 They are truly enemies.